Hello everyone, welcome to Consulteer Inc. and InterlinkIQ.com. To conduct a document review utilizing the Product Trace program under the SQF Module 2.6.2, first check if the document title matches the uploaded file name on the dashboard. In this instance, we do have the same titles as the Product Trace program. Next, both must have the same document code. For this example, we do have 2.6.2P0. Since this is a template, we indicate the PCQI as the account initials. However, we can customize the code based on the company's initials. For the page number, we use the page X of Y format, ensure that it reflects the current page position and the total page number of the document. Then insert the company logo here, together with the company name, the company address, and enter the designated department. For the originated by section, it can be the food safety, quality assurance, or the quality control personnel of the company. The originator ensures the implementation of the quality management and document control system. Enter the name of the originator, affix the signature, input the position title, and the date originated. For the reviewed by section, it can be the personnel assigned in the Quality Management Department who reviews the drafted document or its revision for accuracy and implementation. Enter the name of the reviewer, affix the signature, input the position title, and the date reviewed. For the approved by section, it must be the person in the C-level management who has approval authority. Enter the name of the approver, affix the signature, input the position title, and the date approved. The revision date is the same as the date originated or drafted by the author. For the effective date, it is the date the document was signed and approved. The publication date is when the document is published for distribution and initiated personnel training. The implementation date is when the document is distributed and personnel training is completed. For the supersedes, put original for the initial issuance of the document. For any revisions, reflect the initial revision date before the current revision. Please be reminded that this section must be properly filled out to be compliant. Now we will focus on the components of the program. First is purpose. The purpose is the implementation of any certification standard or compliance with a regulatory requirement. For this program, it is for implementation with the SQF Module 2 Edition 9 for food manufacturing under Clause 2.6.2. 1. To comply with the Bioterrorism Act of 2002, forward and backward trace accountability in the food supply chain, and Food Safety Modernization Act of 2011. The US FDA has mandatory recall authority for food products and requires full traceability and record keeping for designated high-risk foods. 2. To comply with Section 204D of FSMA Traceability record keeping requirements for persons who manufacture, process, pack, or hold foods that the FDA has designated as foods for which additional record-keeping requirements are appropriate and necessary to protect public health. And 3. To implement SQF 2.6.2.1. The responsibility and methods used to trace product shall be documented and implemented to ensure 1. Finished product is traceable at least one step forward to the customer and at least one step back from the process to the manufacturing supplier. 2. The receipt dates of raw materials, ingredients, food contact packaging, and materials and other inputs are recorded. 3. Traceability is maintained where product is reworked. And 4. The effectiveness of the product trace system is reviewed at least annually as part of the product recall and withdrawal review. Records of raw and packaging material receipt and use, and finished product dispatch and destination shall be maintained. Next to purpose is scope. The scope of the program is based on the purpose and serves as a guide in defining and describing the layout of the procedure. It includes the tracking system flow diagram, one-up first customer and location, trace linking to final product, work in progress, rework, forward trace suppliers, records retained, and bulk materials. Third is policy. The policies are the rules set by the company as their implementation guide. 1. The site's detailed procedure of how all materials, input packaging materials, additives, and processing aids are linked through to the finished product is included. 2. The site records of all products dispatched are retained. Both the details of the product and where and to whom it was dispatched are recorded. 3. A documented procedure indicates how the company product tracking system works, thereby enabling traceback and traceforward to occur in the event of a potential recall issue. And fourth, the one-up and back to the material supplier is a processed product trace system utilized by the company to trace raw materials, packaging materials, and processing aids used that may impact food safety. Fourth is procedure. The procedure is the step-by-step process and the actual implementation of the policy. First is the tracking system flow diagram, which you may refer to product trace flow diagram. Under trace forward, it includes supplier materials, packaging, ingredients, processing aids, and work in progress. For trace back, it includes customer received products. Next is the lot coding system at different points of the process. Under that, we have receiving and processing and packaging. For receiving, the company issues its lot coding codes at this stage or may continue to use the supplier's lot codes, which you may refer to receiving log. For processing and packaging, the company issues its lot codes at this stage and document or record all raw materials and processing aid material codes, or lot codes used for traceability, which you may refer to product or material ID tag, to bulk material trace log, and to bill of materials component list. Next, the written traceability system matches the system used in the field or production facility as applicable. Cooling or cold storage and distribution that operate in a third-party capacity for their clients have their traceability system or have adapted their clients. And the tracking system meets one step back, one step forward as per the FDA requirements. Any national, local, or importing country legal requirements are considered. Second, under procedure, the backward trace to the material supplier is a processed product trace system utilized by the site to trace raw materials, packaging materials, and processing aids used that may impact food safety. Under that, first is first customer and location. When conducting the product traceability, trace the first customer and the location of where the product was delivered, such as the distribution center, customer location, and broker's warehouse. Also, verify the buyer's delivery location requirements to identify where the products were correctly delivered, which you may refer to bill of materials component list. Next is trace linking to final product. Raw materials, packaging materials, and processing aids are linked to the final product by production lot numbering and material lot number reference. We also have work in progress. Traced by lot or batch number reference from the previous production are used to trace the materials. Work in progress materials is annotated on the new product form for traceability, which you may refer to work in progress trace lag. Next is rework. Traced by lot or batch number reference from the original production, rework is annotated on the production form for traceability, which you may refer to rework sheet. We also have suppliers. Supplier's reference number are used for traceability. Then records retain. Product dispatch includes product details and where and to whom it was dispatched. Lastly is bulk materials. Bulk materials are linked and traced by recording the number of materials used for a specific product production. The remaining amount is then logged and serves as a reference point for traceability. Bulk materials trace ends at the final consumption or use of the bulk material, which you may refer to bulk material trace log. Next is responsibilities. The responsibility of the person is indicated. It covers what to perform to comply with the procedure or the policy. For the senior management, immediately withdraw the affected products from the market and, if necessary, recall them from the consumers. And for the quality personnel, maintains a list of raw materials and component codes, description, and approved suppliers or manufacturers. Also, destroy any batch, lot, or consignment that does not satisfy food safety requirements. Sixth is corrective actions. The corrective action is the process of taking appropriate steps to eliminate causes of nonconformities or other undesirable situations. First, establish a recall team and select a recall coordinator. Second, all affected food is prevented from entering commerce if the owner, operator, or agent in charge of such facility cannot ensure that the affected food is not adulterated or misbranded. And if the process for product trace is changed, the site ensures that the key personnel is made aware of the changes and their competency is verified. Seventh is review quality. The review section serves as guidelines for conducting the annual or periodic review. There is a product trace procedure that documents all applicable materials, work in progress, and finished products. The product trace system is effectively implemented. The product trace system is one up, one back. The finished product can be traced back to material suppliers. Rework is traceable back to materials and work in progress. The product trace system has been tested annually. Read and traceback system reflecting what is happening in the facility. Traceability explanation of the text of the flowchart. Packaging traceability for food contact materials. Lot codes traced to customers, to suppliers, to work in progress, and to rework materials. Eighth is reference documents. Reference documents are the set of documents used to implement and monitor a program, policy, or procedure. It includes the product trace flow diagram, receiving log, product or material ID tag, bulk material trace log, the bill of materials component list, the work in progress trace log, and the rework sheet. Ninth is references. The reference section is composed of guides utilized to implement the program. Examples are the certification guide, regulations, and other widely accepted scientific journals, research, and the like. It must comply with the standard format citation, which can be based on either MLA, APA, or Chicago style, and update the access date. Lastly, history. The history section is where we can update the program if there are any changes or revisions made in the document. If there is a revision, enter the revision number, followed by the revision date, the description of the change made, the name of the author or the originator, and the title or department of the author or the originator. Thank you for participating in this document review. Content presented are for training purposes only and are based on the interpretation of standards and best practices and must be customized for your intended use. To fully customize your programs, policies, procedures, forms for records, and lessons for training, you may contact Interlink IQ or Consultier Inc. at services@interlinkiq.com or simply call 202-982-3002. For free access, visit interlinkiq.com.